Okay, we're looking at getting data for your share project, and as I said in class, it's probably good to look at Yahoo Finance. It's probably an easier site to use to get your data. Now, if you go to Yahoo Finance Australia, click on the link, make sure that when the URL comes up there's an AU there, which means it's the Australian one and not the American one. Now, you want to type in the name of a company, grab the code, and then search for a price. So let's have a look at, let's say we've got Harvey Norman. I don't know what the code is, so I'm just going to type in Harvey Norman, and it comes up with Harvey Norman Equities. Beautiful. And it's got the Australian one, so I'll click that one there, and it'll come up with what Harvey Norman's doing today. I want to get my historical prices, so I'll click on historical prices, and it will ask us whether we want to get daily, weekly, monthly, or dividends only. At this stage I just want to get the prices. You might want to look at the dividends only a bit later on, because you can use that in the further part of the project. I'm just going to go get prices, and it's going to give me the prices from today and as far back as it can go. You then come down to download the spreadsheet, download it, and it will save it as a CSV file in your downloads, which is pretty cool. And then what that means is you can then open that up in Excel and go from there. So let's just open it up and see what it looks like. Table 3 is the one I want, and this is my Harvey Norman one. So I want to copy this whole sheet, this whole worksheet, and go copy. So right mouse click and copy, and I've set up a spreadsheet called project. And if you have a look at the project spreadsheet, what it's got across the bottom is all these different companies I've already got. So I'll add this one in here and go paste, and make sure I name it by just double clicking on it and calling it Harvey Norman, HVN. So now I know that it's the same, it's Harvey Norman. So I've got Telstra prices here, Globe, Woolworths, and now Harvey Norman, and the dates are all the same, so that's pretty cool. What I want to do now is create a master spreadsheet. You don't have to do this, but I find it easy to do. Master spreadsheet that's got all the shares on there, because then I can find all the data I need. I've got the date, I'm grabbing the closing price from all of them and just sticking them in there. So I've got Telstra, Globe, Woolworths. So I'll come to Harvey Norman, and I'll grab the whole lot just by highlighting it, right mouse click, copy, come back to my master, and I'll stick it in somewhere over here, and it will just stick it in there, which is cool. Now I know the dates are the same, so I can get rid of the date column. I can get rid of all of those columns by just going right mouse click and delete, and then right mouse click and delete, which is pretty cool. Now see how it's not quite lining up, so I've just got to drag it down a cell. Now the pain is you do have to go to the bottom and drag them down, but it doesn't take that long. Just scroll down to the bottom and we move it down one line, so then they all line up and we know the dates are right. From this table you can then grab dates. You might want to go back a year, you might want to go back 2 years, but you can find the prices of all the shares in one easy hit from one table. Now you can do that by having it on 3 different spreadsheets, but I just find it easier to have it on one. And then you can also draw a graph from here. So I'm nearly at the bottom now, so in a second it'll slow down. Beautiful. And notice how they line up, which means that my dates are all the same, which is pretty cool. The other thing you can do really quickly now is just label it HVN, so I know I'm going to draw a graph. So if I highlight those 3 and go insert line graph, grab 2D, I've got a line graph there of those 3 shares, so I can talk how they're going. You can overlay the All Ordinaries index on that, which would be a really good thing to do, because then you can see how the All Ords is going compared to your shares, which is a really good thing. If you want to do anything on this table, like change the dates and things down the bottom and make it look good, up here in your chart tools you've got layout, which gives you things like doing a legend, which we might give a legend at the top there, and then we can add it in there. We might do centered overlay title, so we might go shares, and then you can add those things in there. So it's all in chart tools, layout. Okay, looks pretty cool. You can make it look nice and pretty in there. The other thing you may want to do is actually set up a spreadsheet that buys and sells shares. Now when you've done it before, you've had the name of the shares, you've probably had the number that you've bought, you've probably had the price, and then on the calculator you would have worked out the consideration, you would have worked out the brokerage, and you would have worked out the GST, and you would have had a total. So what you want to do is you want to put it in a spreadsheet and make the spreadsheet do it for you. So you might have AAA as this one. You might buy 1,000 shares. They might be $3.34 each. So in your calculator, with your calculator, you would have done 1,000 times $3.34. So all you do now is go equals, click on the cell where the 1,000 is, times, which is the star, and then hit enter. So that's the consideration which you'd get on your calculator. Now to work out your brokerage, you times your consideration by a brokerage. Now you can grab whatever brokerage you want. Normally it's about 2%, but I'm going to go 3%, 0.03, just because I'd like to do that. Your GST then is 10% times 0.1 of your brokerage, and then your total equals your consideration plus your brokerage plus your GST, and you've got the total there. So it simply works out the price, and then you can add in the other companies you've got, the prices, and you just copy down, and you've got a spreadsheet that tells you how much it costs to buy them and sell them. And when you sell them, obviously you just go, instead of adding, you're taking there. So you can set this up to do it at 1 month, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever you want to do, as long as it lines up with your introduction. And then from here you can start making your analysis and those kind of things. So it's a simple start, making sure that you label and save everything as you go.